Welcome. For those who are able, if you could please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Madison Fire Department and Local 311 Honor Guard. Please be seated. Well, again, good evening. My name is Chris Carbon, Fire Chief, and it's my distinct honor to welcome you all to the event this evening. I feel a little bit like I'm yelling here. I apologize on the volume. In addition to our honorees, I'd like to welcome all the family, friends, loved ones, and many distinguished guests this evening. Specifically, if I could thank Mayor Rhodes Conway, the Police and Fire Commission. I'd like to thank Local 311. I'd like to thank the chief officers representing our leadership team and any of the city council alders in attendance. Tonight, we have the opportunity to recognize several achievements and promotions for many of our Madison Fire Department family. In a profession that's often driven at its core by selflessness and service, we often struggle to recognize our own achievements. And sometimes, maybe oftentimes, it doesn't come naturally because of the natural humility that's innate within this work and within the amazing individuals who make up the Madison Fire Department. So when achievements and promotions are obtained, they don't happen by chance. And I think everybody in this room is well aware of that. In fact, they're the result of an incredible amount of dedication, commitment, and perseverance. With each of these achievements came an inordinate amount of hard work. Simple stop and period right there. It may have included consistent proficiency, a high standard of practice day after day after many years. It may have additionally included hours, weeks, months of studying, practicing, reviewing, and reflecting. If I could, I'd like to pause for a moment on the notion of reflection. As our members have worked towards these achievements, the reclassifications, the promotions, it often affords the opportunity for each of them to reflect on why. Why am I doing this? Why am I going to this next step? And reflect, maybe more importantly, on those who have influenced us from these very same positions over the 10 years of our own careers. So many mentors and examples of true formal and informal leadership, friendship, and simply being present and available for each other as we all go through these processes. I know each of us has had the opportunity to reflect on those who helped to chart our own pathways through this great profession. And I'd like to remind all of us here tonight to continue to do that for all of those around you. You've all had encouragement, support, and guidance from your MFD family members along this journey. And as much as these next opportunities that you have achieved will provide you with a new and exciting adventure, please remember that you now also have that opportunity, if not that privilege, of doing the same for others. So congratulations to each of you. You've earned this moment. Congratulations to all of those who could not be here to join us tonight in the celebration. So please enjoy this new endeavor. We're all counting on you, and we all believe in you. I look forward to seeing each of you on stage momentarily to be able to present your hard-earned achievements. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mayor Rhodes Conway.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is supposed to be a celebration, right? I always when I walk into one of these, I always think, well, I really should sit right over here so that I can be really close to the ramp and get up here really quickly when I'm introduced, but then I can't see anything. And I love these ceremonies. And I love watching those of you who are going to walk across the stage. I love watching you walk across the stage. I love celebrating each and every one of your achievements. I love watching your families. So definitely want to have a good view, so I chose that today. I'm just here to say thank you and congratulations. So congratulations to everyone who is receiving a well-earned promotion or reassignment this evening. I know the entire Madison community really appreciate your service and the work that you've done to get to this point in your career. As Chief said, it takes a lot of time, tenacity, and dedication to pursue new leadership levels within the Madison Fire Department. And I really appreciate the investment that you are making, certainly in yourselves and your career, but more importantly, the investment that you're making in our community, and the ways that you are making our community stronger by stepping into new and more challenging positions in the fire department. I'm really proud that our fire department has a strong tradition of encouraging our employees to gain new skills and seek promotions. And I really think that this is part of the work that we have to do, not just in the fire department, but across city government, to make sure that we continue to nurture talent and encourage internal promotions and help to retain people within the fire service and within the city. I have to say I'm particularly, not that I don't love all of you, but I'm particularly glad to see so many names in the paramedic category, as we very much rely on our paramedics to keep our community healthy and safe. And I know that it has been times for our current paramedics when the workload has been really intense. And so it's great to see so many folks stepping up and taking that on. I'm hoping also that we are going to make the jobs of paramedics in the fire department a little bit easier, because I included in my executive budget the funds for a new ambulance and the associated positions for paramedics to go with that ambulance. And thank you. But this is an investment in our public safety as Madison grows. It's also the right thing to do for the department, but really, when the chief brought it to me, the thing that was most convincing to me was the conversation that we had about the strain on our existing paramedics and how it would help to spread the load. So I'm happy to be able to make that investment in folks that invest a lot into our community and to putting our community first. So it's a pleasure to be able to invest back into you all. And I really hope that that 10th ambulance is going to, and the staff that come with it are going to make paramedic jobs and jobs of the fire department across the board more sustainable in the long term. So thank you. And I also want to say a huge thank you to the families that are here, first of all, for joining us to celebrate your folks, but also because I know that the folks that walk across the stage to get recognized would not be here without the support of their families. And so thank you to all of you who give up time with your loved ones and watch them jump to go on calls, and maybe you worry about them on a regular basis, but you support them in their service. And so by doing that, you're supporting the fire department, but also the entire city of Madison. So thank you for the investment that you have put into your family members and for sharing them with us and allowing them to serve our community. Congratulations again to all of the folks that are being recognized tonight, and thanks to each and every one of you and everyone in the fire department, whether you're being promoted tonight or not, for everything you do to make sure that Madison is a safe community. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Veronica Figueroa Velez, who is a member of our Police and Fire Commission. Veronica, thank you.
Good evening. I just want to take a moment to congratulate all of you and your families for the support you give and the sacrifice you make. When you join the public service profession, it doesn't just involve you. It also involves your families and your loved ones. They will always be there with you, from supporting you directly to volunteering, and sometimes forced volunteering to help you in different events and activities throughout your journey. I know a thing or two about that. My kiddos, my nephews, my sisters, my friends are my first line of defense when I need support, especially when I need volunteers. They never say no. So your sacrifice does not go unnoticed. I also happen to know firsthand just how dedicated and caring you are. Not too long ago, I had a pretty serious fall in the bathroom at my house. I was hesitant to call for help, but when I couldn't move, my cousin, who freaked out, called 911, forgetting that she didn't know English, and told them to wait, and ran and gave me the phone. And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You need help. Call 911. So she did. Here I was, just a week and a half after unveiling a mural at one of your sites, calling you for help. At the time, I was very embarrassed. I was not necessarily dressed for you to come to my house, if I was dressed at all. So that moment was very embarrassing to me. I remember hoping that no one from your crew remembered me. But upon checking my information and looking at my last name, someone asked, "Are you related to the muralist?" At that moment, I wanted a hole to open and swallow me. I'm like, I am the muralist. Not only did I have a bruise on my body, I had a bruise on my soul because I was so embarrassed. But you didn't hesitate. You didn't judge. You made me feel safe, respected, and carried, even in my most vulnerable moments. You treated me like an old friend, and I appreciate that more than I can say. That day, you weren't just professional, you were kind, you treated me with dignity when I needed it the most. I'll never forget that. Dignity is deeply important to me, and you showed me exactly what that looks like in action. Thank you for showing up for all of us, no matter what the situation. We are so lucky to have you. Thank you.
Hello again. It is my honor to be able to step in briefly and on behalf of firefighters Local 311, who is expected to be here tonight and got called away unexpectedly, on behalf of President Malin Mitchell, Vice President Kevin Sherry, and Secretary Treasurer Pete Friedrichs. Pete actually has the pleasure of being a part of the ceremony tonight, so we weren't going to burden him with this aspect of the evening. But the success of our membership and really the success of this fire department is because of the strong collaboration between firefighters Local 311 and the fire department. We appreciate all they do, not only for all of us, but for each of the people in the crowd today and everybody who works so hard on behalf of this department daily. So again, please accept their absence tonight. They wish they could join us. I guarantee they'll be back for the next one. And at this point, if I could please invite Assistant Chief Chris Hamas up, we'll start the recognition of our administrative personnel and community paramedics. Assistant Chief Hamas.
You're right, Mayor. This is a long walk up here once you're introduced. You got to sit closer. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start out by saying, while much of the public sees the bravery of our first responders on the front lines, we got a group of dedicated individuals that we're going to honor here tonight that don't wear turnout gear, but they're just as critical to the success of our department and the success of our mission that we achieve each and every day, and that's our administrative support staff. The leader of the pack, though, I'm going to go off script here a little bit because I have to acknowledge Denise DeSario, which I know you're out here somewhere, Denise. There she is. Denise orchestrates all of this in conjunction with our PIO, Cynthia Schuster, so to the both of them, they put this all together. But Denise, really, a quick thing to just enlighten you about Denise. When I was a lieutenant coming to interview with Chief Carbon for the first day for Chief, we were walking right past Denise's office, and I'll always remember this. He said, "She's really the one you should be interviewing with." I'm like, and it's truly true. Denise runs the ship around here. So they're the glue that hold this place together, and we're proud to honor them tonight. They're the backbone of our daily operations, whether it's processing essential licenses, permits, inspection records. They get our recruit academy set up with the books and the equipment they need. They manage public records requests with accuracy and professionalism. They coordinate the medical exams that ensure our crews are fit and ready for duty. Their expertise and support touches every corner of the fire department, ranging from operations to EMS, to training, to prevention, to special teams. Each of the individuals we're honoring here tonight go above and beyond their roles with commitment, reliability, and positive spirit. Their reclassifications are not just recognition of their past performance, it's a vote of confidence in their continued contributions and ability to support our department in the years ahead. Please join me in congratulating them and celebrating their achievements. First, we'd like to bring up classification of Clerk Typist 2, and the biggest brewer fan we have in the administration and up in admin is Jessica Mones. We're going to move on to our program assistants, starting off with Erica Carlson. She'll be joined on stage by her daughter, Lorelei. Congratulations. Next up, we have Tony Lee, joined on stage by his wife, Gauli, and daughter, Isla. Oh, they're not. They're here in spirit. And our last but not least for our program assistants is Aaron Schultz, joined on stage by his husband, Randy Wagner. Thanks, Randy. Thanks for joining us. Last unable to join us tonight was Accounting Technician 3. It's Dawn Turner. She's the one that makes sure each and every one on the department gets their paycheck, so a very important person on our department. So we'd like to acknowledge Dawn Turner. All right, Casey is right there. All right. Casey Lake, we're going to move on to our medical professionals that we're going to acknowledge here tonight. Casey has achieved the classification of Paramedic 2, Community Paramedic 2. Our community paramedics are the individuals that staff our CARES team, and they also work through some initiatives and programs we have with hospitals to deal with some of our most at-risk populations out there. These individuals work tirelessly and have a set of skills that are unmatched by people that we encounter out there. They have compassion, they're caring, that they steer people in the right direction to the resources they need in their time of need. And it's truly become an asset to our community to have our community paramedics working out there each and every single day, taking care of our community. So definitely like to honor achieving the classification Community Paramedic 2, Casey Lake. Now I'd like to invite to the stage Division Chief of EMS Training, Dan Williams. And I have to throw this out here. Chief Williams here was acknowledged as the First Responder of the Year this week, so a round of applause for that acknowledgement.
Thank you. To our new paramedics, we are absolutely thrilled for the opportunities that lie ahead for you. Becoming a paramedic was no small feat, though, and we recognize the incredible amount of work it took to get here. Let's take a moment to reflect on what that journey looked like. 560 hours of lectures, 192 hours of lab time, 144 hours of clinicals, 384 hours of ride-along field time, 40 hours of onboarding. That totals 1,320 structured hours. And that's not even counting the probably 500 or more hours spent studying and preparing for tests. Ladies and gentlemen, these paramedics have committed over 1,800 hours of their lives to reach this point, and that's an incredible achievement. And to the families and friends here tonight, this journey wasn't easy for you either. These 1,800 hours meant time your loved one wasn't always available, time they missed helping at home, time they were physically present but mentally buried in study materials, time they couldn't be there for you. So tonight we celebrate all of you. To the paramedics and to the families and friends who stood by them, we honor your dedication and sacrifice. Let's give everyone a well-deserved round of applause. Paramedics, I'll have you line up over here. Paramedics, in your new role, you are stepping into a position with a profound impact on this community, an impact unlike any other position in the city. Let's break it down. Take an average of 10 patient contacts per shift. Yeah, and I know that may be a little low for some of our med units. Multiply that by 90 shifts a year. That's 900 people and families each of you will be helping annually with your knowledge, your skill, your caring, and your compassion. Spend 10 years in this role, that's 9,000 lives touched. That's roughly the population of McFarland, Cottage Grove, or Monona. Let that sink in. But it's not just patients. You're also joining a new professional community. You'll collaborate with hospital staff, doctors, PAs, nurses, who will not only support your continued growth, but also become colleagues and friends along the way. So welcome to what I believe is the best job in the MFD. And I say that not because I'm an EMS chief. I say that because I wholeheartedly believe it with my whole heart. This role will give you deep satisfaction, a strong sense of purpose, and moments of pride you will carry with you forever. It will also challenge you. There will be hard days. There will be tired days, maybe some occasional naps on your days off. But through it all, you will save lives. You will comfort families and make a difference in ways few others ever can. I am so excited for each and every one of you as you embark on this next chapter in your career. Congratulations, paramedics. All right. We're going to introduce the paramedics. Elizabeth Abbott's joined on stage by her little sister from the Big Brother Big Sister program, Desaria Hodges. David Buskey, joined on stage by his wife, Brooke. Elliot Eisner, joined on stage by his girlfriend, Annalise. Anthony Mangi, joined on stage by his wife Taylor, father James, father-in-law Bill Nichols, and mother-in-law Linda Nichols, pinned by his wife Taylor. I guess they consolidated. Quentin Sporleader, joined on stage by his mother, Carol. Before we move on, I failed to introduce someone really important on the stage, and that's Jesse Jameson. He is our Associate Medical Director for the Fire Department and has been handing out the plaques. Jesse plays an integral role in the medical guidance, instruction, education, quality assurance, process improvement. He's just been a real asset to this department. And unfortunately, Jesse is going to be leaving UW Health and has accepted a new exciting role in the county, and will be leaving the department later this year, but we're really happy to have him here, and I'm sorry I didn't introduce him before. Sorry, Jesse. All right. Next up, Michael Terry, joined on stage by his wife, Courtney. And no, where's the baby? Next up, Zachary Yozamp. He's joined on stage by his wife, Bree. Welcome. All right, and our next one I want to recognize is Connor Johnston. Connor is on duty right now, so we're not going to officially pin him in his chest here, and we'll give him his plaque. We're going to take some pictures and celebrate him while he's with us. All right. Again, congratulations, paramedics and the new paramedic families. The next group that we're set to recognize is our paramedic twos. Unfortunately, they were not able to join us tonight, so we are honoring Marcus Bobbolts, David Calkins, and Reggie Williams for advancing to the paramedic 2 level. And tonight we do celebrate their accomplishments. Becoming a paramedic 2 is no small feat. It's a recognition of their excellence, their service, and their leadership. We thank them for embracing this responsibility and for making a lasting impact on our department and the community we serve. So a round of applause for them. All right, at this time I'd like to introduce Division Chief Paul Ripp and have the apparatus engineers line up on the side with their families or pennies.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. That was good. Right on cue. I want to first thank Chief Carbon for the opportunity to speak with you today. It's truly an honor for me to speak about the apparatus engineers. There's a soft spot in my heart for all those out there today. Worked very closely with them through a long period of time, and they worked very, very hard. So I am honored to be here to speak about them and introduce them. So as you heard, my name is Paul Ripp. I'm the Division Chief responsible for running promotional processes for the MFD, including those for apparatus engineer, as commonly abbreviated as AE. The AE's roles and responsibilities include daily and weekly maintenance checks for the fire rigs, their tools, equipment, assuring proper operation for these big rigs for 24 hours a day. They also transport fire crews safely to and from emergencies. We are grateful for that. Positioning the vehicles once on scene for the best advantage of EMS and fire operations. AEs also are second in command in the firehouse and will commonly assume the role of acting lieutenant in the absence of their company officer. I have great respect for the Madison Fire Department members who've committed themselves and their families to great challenges, within this process. The commitment includes months of studying, training, driving, and being checked off by the Fire Training Division to show competency in driving, operating, and troubleshooting these big rigs in critical situations. This checkoff is also a prerequisite for applying for the position. In preparation for this and other promotions, the on-duty studying, training, and repetitions are done after daily duties are complete. Meals are prepped, and then only in between responding to emergency calls for an even tougher road to success. While at home and off duty, months of study time subtracts from family time, and we've already mentioned how valuable our families are in these processes and how much we appreciate your support. The AE Promotional itself includes 4 separate and very challenging exams. The AE candidate must achieve a passing score for each exam before being invited to take the next exam. They are in order: a written exam of 100 questions, an over-the-road exam, which consists of approximately 3 miles of travel time throughout the city, onto the highways and back, and then ending with a cone course, which is very difficult to get through. The ladder truck operations exam has our candidates set up the aerial for a rescue from a 3rd-story window, and then transition into defensive mode and perform water tower operations. And lastly, the engine and pumper operations exam involves multiple attack lines being pulled from the rig, and then having to use complicated calculations with hydraulics to make sure that everything is set up correctly. I'm extremely proud and happy for each of the firefighters that's here this evening that have taken on this challenge. And now it is my pleasure to present to you our newly promoted apparatus engineers. Marta Darrow, joined on stage and being pinned by her partner, Sean Neelan. Nicholas George, joined on stage and being pinned by his wife, Chelsea. It's always so cute with the little ones on stage. I love it. Next up, Corey Hessling, joined on stage by his wife Sarah and children Haley, Maddie, Kylie, and Taylor. Corey's being pinned by his wife Sarah. Next up, Jarrett Jenkins, joined on stage by his wife Maria, sons Bennett, Connor, and Warren. Jarrett's being pinned by his wife Maria. Richard Miyagawa, joined on stage and being pinned by his father, retired MFD Lieutenant Rick Miyagawa. Eric Popovich, joined on stage by his father all the way from Florida, Assistant Chief retired, Chief Mike Popovich. You can tell it's been a while for Mike. Adam Perez joined on stage and being pinned by his wife Erica. Kyle Campmeyer, joined on stage by his wife Ashley and sons Knox and Cole, being pinned by his wife Ashley. Also being honored tonight, unfortunately they could not be here, but we'll introduce them, AE Brian Steele and AE Aaron Zerbakken. Please a round of applause for those two gentlemen. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Assistant Chief of Operations Jeff Larson.
Good evening. If we could have our lieutenants please come up here to line up. It's my honor to introduce them tonight. This is arguably the most important position we have of rank on our department for the impact that they have every single day within our community and with our crews. These are the individuals that ride in the front of the engines and ladders and have probably the most contacts with individuals on a daily basis. The two have put in a significant amount of work preparing for promotion. There's policy and procedures, SOGs, tactics, personnel, mental health, any number of issues that we expect them to deal with every single day. So they have done months, potentially into years of study for this. So it's a pretty big accomplishment for them. And again, as I stated, they are out and about every single day, whether it's community service, whether it's emergency responses, whether it's working with their crews in the stations. Their problem solving that they have to do tactically, the problem solving they have to do in a firehouse is really unsurpassed by anybody else. So it's a big honor for me to be able to introduce them to you today. First up will be Derek Brown. He will be joined on stage by his wife Erica, daughter Harper, and son Brooks, and he will be pinned by his wife and children. Peter Friedrichs will be joined on stage by his wife Jessica, who will also pin his badge. Jacob Keene will be joined on stage by his wife Emily and his two brothers Lucas and Zachary. Robert Luling, joined on stage by his wife Tracy and children Corbin, Brooklyn, and Tatum. He'll be pinned by his wife Tracy. And Robert O'Hagan, joined on stage by his wife Brittany and children Jameson, Beckett, Oliver, and Eleanor. He'll be pinned by his wife Brittany. Laura Prom joined on stage and being pinned by her fiance, MFD Lieutenant Vince Soto. And one more honoree that was not able to join us tonight is David Shrimp. So just one last, again, a sincere thank you to all the effort, to every individual that they've put into our organization to make it better and to improve the service that we can give to the city every single day. So one last time, Chief Carbon.
Well, I had a good time. I hope you did too. You know, completely unscripted. I hope maybe what you took away the most tonight was a little sliver of who this family is. What you saw up here tonight is exactly who we are and what we experience every day. And as I mentioned earlier, that support from each other and for each other, it's pretty special. So congratulations to each of you that are here tonight, to anybody listening on the live stream or who will listen later that couldn't join us tonight. We recognize, we appreciate everybody stepping up and going through these processes to assume these new roles. It means the world. So thank you, congratulations. When I finish up here out in the hallway, we'll have refreshments available. We'd ask that all of the participants tonight hang tight just for a moment. We'd like to do some, yikes, like to do some group photos if we could, and then obviously there'll be an opportunity for more family photos and whatnot. Thank you all for being here. Have a great night.